Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of All Kinds of Advice, the podcast where we explore various situations and offer valuable advice to help you navigate through life's challenges. For today's topic, we have an important one, and it's going to involve around consent and respect. So, recently, an incident involving YK Orisis, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't mean to butcher the name, and Sukihana has sparked a conversation about boundaries and appropriate behavior. Now, today we're going to delve into the story and provide guidance on how to handle a similar situations. Remember, the ultimate goal is to promote a safe and respectful environment for everyone. So I'm going to give a bit of a background in regards to what I will be discussing for those who are unfamiliar with the incident. Let me give you a bit of an overview. So YK Orisis, who is a singer slash rapper, approached Sukiana, which is also she's also in the entertainment business as a rapper as well. So he approached her during an event that she was hosting with some other co-hosts and began touching her without her consent. So, despite her obvious discomfort, YK escalated the situation by attempting to kiss her. Now, folks, not just once, but twice. So Sukiana expressed her shock and later shared her feelings on social media, indicating how deeply affected she was by the incident. So she did go online and she did explain that she was not like she was feeling scared and she was hurt. She didn't explicitly mention the event, but we're going to put two and two together that after this situation, she did go on Twitter and said that I'll read her statement. She said, "I am hurt and I'm scared to stand up for myself." So that's one of the tweets that she had indicated. And then to further to that, she did say, I drink to hide that I'm very sensitive. I feel things more than the average person. I stopped drinking yesterday, but today I've been crying all day. I asked God to strengthen me and use me to help others and to order my steps in His world. I just want to go away for a while. So it seems like this situation is impacting her in the sense that not only did she come online and she's talking about her feelings, she's saying that she was drinking and now she's saying that she's going to go away for some time. So it's quite unfortunate that this situation had to make her feel that she's has to be silent, make her feel that she has to go away. I don't think she should go away. She's an entertainer. She should continue to make, music. But I also don't feel that, YK should have assaulted her. I have to call it what it is and not sugarcoat it. In my opinion, that was sexual assault. When I was watching the snippet, he tried to kiss her once. She wasn't having it. She tried to like pull away, and then he did it for a second time. And in my opinion, and what I can say to, women, and it's not just one gender where it's just females that go through this. I'm sure men are also sexually assaulted as well. And when we are dealing with individuals, we need to ask their consent. We need to ask them, is it okay if I hug you? Maybe is it okay if I give you I don't know, like in some cultures, people kiss on the cheeks. Maybe it's like a silence consent. But I think when you're going to be touching someone, you need to ask for their consent. I find it very disrespectful if you're going to touch someone without asking them, is it okay if I touch you? Is it okay if I do this? Make sure that they give that proper consent. It's showing that you're respecting that person boundaries and you're also respecting them as a person as well. And the fact that he tried to kiss her once, he didn't get it wasn't successful. She pulled away. She was not having it. I'm appalled at the fact that he tried it more than once. Like, did you not get it? Like, did it not ring a bell the first time that she was uncomfortable and she did not want to kiss you? Like, I'm confused. Like, okay, fine, you did it the first time. Like, she is not being she didn't reciprocate the same feelings towards you. Why are you trying to do it a second time? Like, I just find that so annoying and disrespectful and no regard for her boundaries and what she wants. So that's why, like consent is like super, super, important in my opinion. And it's something that, people, men and women both, it should be something that people practice, and it should be something that people do. So, it's just an unfortunate situation that she was at this event with other co-hosts, and they seen that because when I watched the video, she was like, "Oh my God," and she was pulling away and she was uncomfortable and she felt awkward. Like, did not did that not give a hint that to her other co-hosts that they should have stood up for her, and they should have tried to like shrug him off and be like, what are you doing? This is a public event, you have to be professional. There's people that are watching us at this event, we're giving our opinions at this event. Why are you coming here and trying to kiss her and she doesn't want it? I feel like if the other co-hosts, which there was like a few men, and then I think there was another female co-host, if they all grouped together and was unified, I don't think this situation would have escalated. I don't think he would have even gotten the chance to go to try to kiss her a second time had her colleagues at that event stood up for her. So I think more conversation needs to be talked about in terms of, if someone is dealing with a situation where they're sexually assaulted, how can other people support them? How can other people, help them to come out of that situation? People need to learn how to assist when things like that happen and to put a stop to it. That's what I think. And not even commend it or even laugh at it. And when I was watching the video, I did notice that some of the colleagues, at this event with her, they were laughing. Like, this situation is not funny. Like, someone got sexually assaulted. Well, Sukihana, in that regard, got sexually assaulted in front of you, and I'm pretty sure there's so much cameras that's there, and you're gonna laugh it out without even trying to help her. Like, I would feel really bad in myself if I allowed that to happen. I laughed it off and I didn't do anything about this. And now who knows if she can go through depression or feel really, really badly about herself that this actually happened to her. Who knows how she's going to, take this going forward. I would hope that, she would look at it like, this was a bad experience and continue to, if she, whether she wants to perhaps, charge this person, because this is sexual assault. I don't know if she's going to put in, talk to the police perhaps and put in a charge, or if she's going to perhaps, you know, this was look at it as this was a negative situation, but my life goes on, and hopefully she can probably do like maybe conferences or workshops to teach women how to navigate having to go through something like that. I think that would be a good idea. But I'm curious to know what she will do. Like, if she will charge this, I think that she should come out and talk more about this. I don't think that she should silence herself because this happened to her. I don't think she should feel ashamed that this happened to her. She should feel sad, obviously, because that's the feelings that could probably be associated when someone, is sexually assaulted. But I don't feel like she should make this situation make her go like hide, maybe take some time for healing. But I feel like this is her moment to empower other women and talk about it with other women. Probably provide more education on consent. Of course, once she gets the proper education from like if she does, like probably she goes to, I don't know, like a school that teaches about consent, she can then, whatever knowledge that she learned from that, she can teach it to other women and men to prevent them from having to go through that situation, or how do they navigate when they do go through that particular situation. And something that I found quite alarming, because this was like during like an event, up in the open, and YK felt that it was so like he didn't have any regard for what he did, and this was in like broad daylight per se. It makes me to question what could he possibly do behind closed doors. Because if you're doing this in front of everyone with no shame, you know, you're doing it. He even laughed it off. You know, I'm pretty sure maybe at this time, maybe he may be remorseful. Maybe he can look back now that the situation has come out. Maybe he's gonna look back at it like, oh man, what did I really do? I think he needs to probably do some educational classes and workshops revolving consent, so this type of situation doesn't happen again. And in terms of his career, like this is something that happens in the open. A lot of, you know, media channels are talking about this. I'm not sure what this is going to do for his career, you know, as a rapper. He may lose like any endorsements that he have, maybe even his if he's signed to a record label, they might want to cut his contract. We know that companies, you know, usually take these type of situations very seriously, and this is a very, very serious situation, and I don't think it's something that should be put under the rug. It's not a laughing matter. This is something that we need to talk about. It happens to a lot of people, and it's not something that's going to go away. So we might as well talk about it and, you know, come up with ways that we can have it not be happening so often, because like this is not the first time I've seen situations where people are sexually assaulting people in broad daylight without their consent. And YK had no reason to try to force the case, Sukihana, because at the end of the day, they were not in a relationship with each other. I was reading the article when I was doing my research, and it said like they had no relations. They don't really even know each other that well. So I don't know what came over him that he felt like it was okay to want to kiss somebody. Like, hello, this is outrageous. Like, you are not this person's significant other or their spouse. What are you doing? Like, this is crazy. This is insane that he was not thinking at the moment. I don't know. Like, this went so wrong, and I hope he learns from this situation and is able to not have this be repeated again. And I think he's going to learn very, very much so from this situation, because I can guarantee you some of those endorsements are going to pull away from him. They would not want to be associated with him, and you know he's going to lose money. It's going to have a financial impact vastly on his career. So I think that it's something that he's going to learn from, and you know, he may do better in the future, hopefully. So I'm going to read, you know, some of, you know, individuals' comments online that I seen. You know, a lot of people were very alarmed about the situation. They couldn't believe that such a situation actually happened. One of the comments that I seen, someone said, "So people are still acting like they don't understand consent," and I do agree with you know this particular statement, and I think it involves with lack of education on consent. I think more education needs to be incorporated in the school system. It could be in the workplace system as it relates to consent. And then maybe, you know, it's something that sexual assault will probably decline, but it's something that needs to be talked about immensely in the school, in the workplace. You know, maybe people need to be taught at home, like you know, even from a young age. You do not go and try to kiss someone or touch someone, even if it's not in a sexual way, without their consent. It's important to get consent first. And then another person here says she uses her sexual persona to cover up something deeper. I hope she gets healing. So Sukihana, you know, when I was reading on Instagram some other comments as well, some people were saying, well, you know, she had this coming for her because she has a very sexual persona. She's very ratchet. You know, part of her name is like Sukihana with the good coochie. So they're kind of blaming her persona and saying that because of this persona, she warranted this type of behavior. People are, of course, are not going to ask her for consent when they want to touch her or kiss her or do anything, because she has created this persona that is sort of like slack, classless. So she deserved that. So I do not agree with that statement at all. even if this is a persona, maybe as this person said, she has this sexual persona. Maybe it's probably fake. Like she's just doing this to make money, and it's just a persona that she puts out to through her music or to her fans. But this may be a persona that she's portraying to cover up insecurities that she may feel. Maybe she has other trauma that she's trying to cover up. So she puts on this sexual persona so to help her deal with any trauma that she may have. And I'm not saying that she has trauma, but it could be maybe that she does. So she has this persona to cover up that sexual persona, to cover up whatever she's been through in the past. And it maybe that she doesn't have any trauma. She just feels like in the music industry, you do have to kind of come up with a brand. You do have to come up with this persona, because sometimes that sexualized persona is what sells music and gravitates to people. So maybe that's just a persona that she makes up, and that's nothing like her. And maybe she's not even doing it because she's dealing with trauma, or she's trying to cover up something. It's just something that she incorporates just to make money. So it could be that as well. And another thing that I wanted to talk about is, for this is not one-sided. Men also go through situations or incidents where they are also sexually assaulted. That's why I said it's not gender specific. It can happen to both men and women where they go through this situation. But overall, I hope, Sukihana does not silence herself, even if she is feeling hurt at the moment, or she's feeling mortified about what happened. Yes, I think she should take some time to heal, but I think, this whole thing that happened to her, I think she can benefit a lot from, and other women could benefit from, hearing her perspectives on how this made her feel. And I think this could spark up the conversation on, people need to get consent before they're touching people, and people need to be respectful of people's boundaries. I remember one time, it was like probably maybe a year ago, but a while back, I did see Rihanna, when a fan had put his arm around her, she quickly removed it. So this situation on what happened with Sukihana, it's a sad situation. I'm so sorry that had to happen to her. But this is not something that's new. This is something that countless of women deal with, maybe on even a daily basis. And this needs to be talked about. And it's not declining. It keeps getting worse, like worse and worse. So we do have to talk about it. It's unfortunate that, this conversation had to come about because of what happened with Sukihana. Imagine in a broad daylight in front of a number of people. And I think, because this actual situation was videoed, could you imagine, like, if she's not strong, or if she doesn't stay strong in herself, she's gonna look at this video of, her being sexually assaulted, for the world to see, and that could, damage her even more. So I think, take the proper healing, Sukihana, come out stronger on the other side. I know that you can do it. Again, I do apologize that this has happened to you. Um, but I want to know your perspective as it relates to consent and respect. What do you think about it? Do you think that Sukihana, like, do you think that she did not deserve this? Do you think that her persona contributed to this, which I don't think it did? Do you know, probably, do you have any situations where, someone that has gone through something like this? How did they navigate this? How did they heal from this? I would love to get your opinion, and get a conversation going. In my last video, I did mention that I did want to hear your feedback, and some people did, stated their feedback, which got a conversation growing and going. So again, we want to make it an inclusive conversation with whatever videos that I put up. Anything that I have mentioned today, if you do not agree with, let me know your perspective. I don't mind if someone doesn't agree with me. We're all here to grow and learn from each other. So this was the topic that I had for today. Initially, I had hopes of speaking of something else. But when this came out, I know this is a topic that affects women and men on a global scale, and I could not, finish this chirpy Wednesday without talking about this particular situation that happened. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all on the next episode. Take care. Ciao.